Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, it's a lovely cold Sunday morning, and I'm stuck in here looking at quite a few different and varied stories. I'm going to try and get through as many as I can. Some of them will be new. This particular one that we're going to look at now is a new tale. Some, of course, will be updates and continuations of stories that we're already dealing with. I think you can guess the sort of stories we're talking about. There'll be obviously The Affair, there'll be a Michael Matheson, and then of course we're going to take a look here at Michael Russell. He has decided that he's going to jump ship and run away very, very quickly, quitting as he is from the presidency of the party. We have to ask why. What has happened so very quickly that he's decided it's time to skedaddle and get out of Dodge at a fair lick? Something is coming down the railroad and it isn't going to be good. He sees it and he wants to put as much distance, I think, between himself and whatever is coming. It's going to be pretty bad. Now, we will look at this, but before I do, I want to make a very personal announcement, and I want to thank Colin Campbell. Colin Campbell knows what he's done, and all I can say is I am amazingly overwhelmed at his generosity, and I say thank you very much, Colin. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. But we'll go in now, we'll have a look at the story and see why Mike Russell is running for the hills. Here goes. So Michael Russell suddenly steps down as SNP president weeks after being re-elected. So he's only just sort of reaffirmed his presidency. And then within a couple of weeks, he is running for the hills. Something has caused this. Something is happening and he needs to stop being president. I wonder what is happening. Now, he has got a job to go to, but you have to wonder how long he's had that set up. This isn't something you just go, oh, I'm going to quit today and start a new job tomorrow. You've got that lined up. But if that was the case and he had it lined up, why would he run as president? So presumably he wanted to do both jobs at once, which is fine. And yet now he doesn't want to be president. There is something on the horizon. We don't know what it is yet. We can't see what it is, but something's coming, and it's going to be big, isn't it? Anyway, the nationalist grandee confirmed that he was quitting as president of the party as he's taking on a new role with the Scottish Land Commission. Well, I don't think it's the sort of thing that you can, possibly not do both of these at the same time. Neither of them are proper jobs, are they, after all? Political appointments and all, you only tend to work a few hours a week on any of them. SNP grandee Michael Russell has announced his shock resignation as president of the party, just weeks after he was re-elected to the role. The former Scottish Government minister claimed that he was taking on a new job in land reform, meaning he can't commit his time to the role within the Nationalists. And I don't believe a word of that. Firstly, he's SNP, and so lying is what he does, and so you just don't believe it whatever it is when they tell you something. But also, it looks very much like he is running away. Why, if he knew this job was coming, would he stand as president? It's a very mysterious thing to do. It isn't a job role that comes out in a matter of weeks, is it? Oh, would you like to do this? No. A senior position like that, they take a long time to select. They fine-tune. They will have, various interviews. They will have people lined up. It's not, oh, look, do you want to do this job, mate? It's not that at all. And it's just the timing. With everything that's going on, with police investigations, with calls for more police investigations, with the potentiality of Humza Yousaf maybe having to resign, with the Michael Matheson affair, and possibly then again more police investigations. Maybe he's just had enough. Maybe he just doesn't want to be involved in 3, 4 or 5 different police investigations over the terrible running of the SNP. Who knows? Anyway, at the SNP's October conference, he fought off a coup attempt as Graham McCormack, who compared the party's independence plans to flatulence in a trance. I don't think he used the word flatulence. Attempted to unseat him, but he was thrashed quite soundly. And now the role will be vacant once again. Pro-Indian newspaper The National, or Pravda as we call it, reported that he sent his resignation letter to Humza Yousaf, explaining that he is in the process of taking a new job in land reform with the Scottish Government. He spoke about an unprecedented year for the SNP. It may be an unprecedented year, but it doesn't make it was a good year. It was an awful year for them. And it's going to be the worst year until next year, where it's going to get even worse, which is good. He wrote, as a result as president of the party, I've been called upon to undertake a whole range of unexpected tasks, which I was glad to do. And I hope my contribution over the last 9 months has helped to steady the sinking ship. He didn't say sinking, but we all know, don't we? He says, I do hope my contribution over the last month helped steady the ship. He said, I'm glad to see you now firmly in the vanguard of a whole new SNP generation. Are you kidding me? The numbers are falling. The money's going away. There's no corporate sponsorship. The whole thing is about to sink without trace. You've got the next general election is going to see the party almost wiped out. And that will cut their funds sufficiently that they'll probably have to go into administration. No wonder he's wanting to run. He doesn't want to take on all that. It's a poisoned chalice, isn't it? Anyway, Mr Russell is expected to become the new chairman of the Scottish Land Commission and will need to dedicate his time to this job instead. He also added that February will mark 50 years since the first time he voted SNP. 50 years and he's never learned. Very stupid man, I think. He says mark 50 years of his membership. Whatever. He said, given that and the fact that I'm now 70, I thought to step away from my party responsibilities at some stage over the next year. But the timescale for fulfilling that intention has now been accelerated by circumstances. If he's saying he's too old to do the job because he's 70, why is he taking on this other job? Why doesn't he just retire and give someone else a chance? Maybe it's because he doesn't want to retire, because he just wants to be on the gravy train, sucking at the public teat for the rest of his life. That, I think, is nearer the truth. If he's getting paid by the government, then there's plenty of opportunity to salt things away, perhaps. He said, weighing on my mind was the fact that this may well be my last opportunity I had to make a significant contribution to both the issue, and although land reform is an urban as well as rural issue, and needed Scotland-wide, he said, especially to the communities in the Highlands and Islands with whom I've worked and where I've lived for many years. I don't know how pleased the people in the Highlands and Islands will be to have an SNP man running the Land Reform Committee. Deary me. They won't, of course, because most people in the Islands and Highlands don't actually like the SNP, do they? Mr Russell has been known to write madcap columns for the National as well, including accusing the Scottish Tories of destroying democracy because they were holding Michael Matheson to account for falsely claiming £11,000 data roaming bill. Oh yes, having a liar and a thief held to account is obviously very bad to democracy. Not accepting what the public voted is also pretty bad for democracy, isn't it, Michael? Or is that one conveniently swept under the carpet? What do you think? He served as an MSP from 2011 to 2021 and held numerous cabinet positions, including education and the Constitution. Failed at both of them. SNP's former Westminster leader Ian Blackford said, I've had the privilege of working with him over many decades in the SNP. He's a man of diverse talents, blah, blah, blah. Let's all build him up to be something he never was. However, Scottish Conservative Chairman Craig Hoy said it speaks volume for the state of the feuding, scandal-ridden SNP that Mike Russell would want to desert a sinking ship in favour of a cushy job with a Scottish government quango, because Mike Russell knows that he gets paid by the SNP, but if the SNP goes bankrupt, he's not earning anything. And that, of course, is why he's going. He knows the SNP is going to sink. It's going to go. It's going to be exploding in a debt-fueled bubble of nonsensical crap. And then they'll be looking and blaming Westminster for their own failures, of course. And that's it. He needs to earn. And if he can't get paid by the party, because the party won't exist, he's got to go and find... He's got to go and find another job. And so he's going to use his influence to walk into another public paid job. Who wanted him? How did he get it? Who selected him? Who knows? Anyway, I shall round off there and come up. We can leave Michael to his little world of sleaze and sucking at the, parasitical sucking of the public teat, jobs for the boys and all that. Perhaps he should just retire. Doubt it, though. Coming up. So does anyone believe that he's really leaving because he wants to devote time working for Scottish land reform? I don't. The very fact that he said that means it's a lie, because SNP lie about everything. Yeah, he's getting out because he knows that he won't have a job very soon. Come the next election, the SNP are finished. Without that Westminster money, they can't make bank. They've got all those properties they need to pay rent on, won't make that. They've got all those salaries they have to pay, won't make that. And all those cars and camper vans they need to run, won't make that either. The money will run out so quickly, and then the debts will mount. And it only takes one person to take them to court, to wind them up, and they're done. What a shame. Can't wait. Getting the popcorn in now. Anyway, I shall round off there. Thank you very much for watching this. Do keep an eye out for the next few videos. There's loads to... I mean, as I'm sitting, I've probably got about a dozen. I'm not going to get them all done, of course, but, you know, I shall pick and select them. But there is a good mix coming up. But the next one is definitely Michael Matheson. And we're going to take a look at him because his trials and tribulations aren't over yet by a long mark. Till then, stay safe, stay well, and I shall speak to you later. Bye.